YouTube has the screen share. You'll see what I'm seeing, and we will dive into what it is that we're looking at together. And quite frankly, it makes it easier, if I'm being honest, that I'm only live now on this cell phone versus on the desktop. So, oh, for the love of all that's freaking holy. Okay, so get me over there. We were last talking about Jim Kelly, all right? Jim Kelly versus Warren Moon. And Warren Moon and Jim Kelly have statistics that are plus and minus with each other. Meaning one has better this, one has better that. It's really eerily similar between the two of them. So how do these voters or these decision makers over at Bleacher Report decide which quarterback is better than the next? I want to see that rubric. I'm really curious. I don't know. But, in time, maybe they'll come out with that. And quite frankly, I haven't really looked it up, if I'm being honest with you. Just got the number 1 viewer badge. Kathy P., appreciate you. Number 1 viewer badge. That's fantastic. Keep it coming. Everybody else needs to get badges. If I miss stuff, just bear with me because I'm like throwing the phone around and I can't see what's going on and I'm not good at this. Okay, Dadpool. What's up, brother? Yes. All right, chat is working. We're back. I don't know what that was, Dadpool, excuse me. I don't know what the issue was, but now you can see what I'm seeing, right? You get what I'm saying, Dadpool? Appreciate it, man. Yeah, thanks a lot for hanging out. So this is what we were talking about. Dan Fouts. Let's take a look at Dan Fouts. Dan Fouts is another guy. He won 50% of his games, ladies and gentlemen. 50%. Almost on the button. 86, 84, and 1. I mean, come on. He's a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Okay. Offensive Player of the Year, 6 Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. I don't see any Super Bowls there. Do you? I don't see any Super Bowls. But I see a 50% winning ratio, 43,000 yards, 254 touchdowns, 242 interceptions. So just about, again, another example of the same amount of damn interceptions as there are touchdowns. I cannot believe that these quarterbacks are being rated as high as they are for all-time quarterbacks. 58.8% completion ratio, not bad. Not bad, I'll give them that. 80 quarterback rating. Horrible. 476 yards on the ground and 13 touchdowns on the ground in his career, people. In his career. This is horrible. Dan Fouts is rated the 23rd best quarterback to ever play football, according to Bleacher Report, with those numbers. You got to be kidding me. That's a problem. This is an enormous sporting media company. And how in the world did they get to say this stuff and we believe everything they say? Excuse me, it's a shame. It really is. That is a freaking shame. Crying shame. Sorry to say it. Next up, at 24, Eli Manning. 2-time Super Bowl MVP, 2-time Super Bowl champion, 4-time Pro Bowler. That's it for accolades. Another guy, dead even at 50% winning percentage. He was 117 and 117. He won and lost the exact same amount of games. Now, he passed for 57,000 yards. Can't go wrong there. 366 touchdowns to 244 interceptions. 60% completion percentage, 84 passer rating, 567 yards on the ground, and 7 touchdowns in his life. Decent, 27 fourth quarter comebacks, 37 game-winning drives. I'm just saying here, it's all about Super Bowls with him, is it not? I mean, overall passing yards, that's a big number. Touchdown interception ratio, a lot of touchdowns, a lot of interceptions. Decent completion percentage. I think I'm missing some things on TikTok. Forgive me, everybody. I'm not sure exactly what all this means. I'm looking at stuff and I really don't know what all of it means. But just do me a favor and hook it up. If you haven't yet, follow the channel so we can get to the number we need, so I don't have to hold this phone and I can live stream like we do on YouTube and the other the other platforms the same way. So you could be looking at the screen that I'm looking at right now and sharing the screen, talking about these quarterbacks that I think shouldn't be anywhere close to this list. Anyway, let's take a comment over here. Dadpool, I was debating my friend who said Dan Fouts and Bradshaw are light years ahead of Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so what side were you on, Dadpool, if you don't mind me asking? I don't doubt that it got quite heated, though, because depending on which side you're on, you have to feel pretty strongly. I'm extremely strong on one side of that, and I hope, because I like you, I hope we're on the same side, although either way, we got much love and respect. It's about who he beat in the Super Bowl, in my opinion. Oh, yes. You're talking Eli Manning. Yeah, this is my point, though. For Eli Manning, it's, Super Bowls. You beat the undefeated football team, and you beat Tom Brady twice. But for everybody else, it's like, you don't have a Super Bowl. That's okay, because the rest of your career was fantastic. So you're going to be number 13 or 8 on the list. Just some consistency maybe is what I'm looking for. Okay. Thankfully, I'm on your side on that one as well. I don't see how the other side of that argument can be spoken about, honestly. More likely to turn. Okay. How do I know what's going on? Like people are sending things through some universe. It said, I'm so mad at this, everybody on TikTok. I'm so sorry. I have no idea what all this means, but just do what you can to help out the channel. We appreciate you coming in here. Yeah, I don't know what it means. I really don't have a clue. I'm seeing things about co-inviting. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, nothing against you, but I literally have no clue what that means. Just I don't know. Things are supposed to be sent, and it looks like daily rankings and hearts and stuff all flying over the screen. Boys, and boys and girls, I really don't know what I'm doing on this TikTok thing, but this is the first time I've ever been live. Trying to get to 1,000. Just give me to 1,000 followers. I appreciate it. So Eli Manning, good quarterback, good career. Not deserving to be there. Russell Wilson, 1 Super Bowl, 10 Pro Bowls, had a good career. Let's go through it. 60% winning percentage. Well, he's already light years above the last few guys that we spoke about on this list. Light years. Won a hell of a lot more games than everybody else. 47,000 pass yards, 353 touchdowns to 114 interceptions, 65% completion percentage, 99.3 QBR, 5,500 yards on the ground with 31 touchdowns, and the same amount of comebacks and game-winning drives. This guy here, I'm in agreement with. I am in agreement with. That is a hell of a career when it comes to what I feel this list should be about. Were you a good quarterback, or are you, if you're, currently still playing? Or are you just falling into a bucket that nobody really knows about other than you won a Super Bowl? This career, these numbers that we're looking at right here and that I just read off for you people on TikTok, that you cannot argue that those numbers are not 3 times as good as almost any of the other quarterbacks that we read numbers off. Now, we didn't go the top 5, 6, 8 quarterbacks. Because if anybody's going to argue, the Tom Brady's and Aaron Rodgers and Joe Montana's of the world, and Peyton Manning, just get out of here. Because they have the wins, the rings, and the statistics. So those guys, okay, just keep it moving. But this second section of quarterbacks is a travesty on this list. It really is a travesty. Russell Wilson's numbers are probably better than 80% of the people that are above him on this list. And I feel bad for Russell Wilson. Not that he cares about this list, but we do. We're in this, media fandom game, and I look at this list and I want to throw up. Okay, somebody on TikTok, Knowles. Oh, Knowles, what's up, baby? I think Knowles, you're on both platforms, aren't you? Just asked Dan Mitchell to answer those questions for. Yeah. So Knowles, the issue that I'm having here is I need to get to 1,000 followers before TikTok gives me this piece of information that I can then put into the software that I use to stream on the other platforms like YouTube and X, which is very easy and it works, and I understand it now. It'll it'll do the same thing that it does, like that one area, that one program is called StreamYard, will then swing it to YouTube and X and Instagram and TikTok all at the same time. But I need this little code to put into StreamYard for it to go to TikTok the way that I want it to. So, the screens that you see that we're sharing on YouTube and things, you'll be able to see on TikTok as well. I just want to be able to do it in one spot and it go everywhere. So, yes, you are. Knowles, you are absolutely an OG. We appreciate you. All right, let's keep it moving on. Dadpool says, co-inviting is bringing people up in the box to talk with you. Just make sure they're 18 plus. Oh, well, shit. How the hell would I know they're 18 plus? I don't think I'd want to risk that. I mean, I'd love to have a call-in chat line. Somebody had asked me about a little while ago, but that costs a little bit of money. So until this thing makes a few dollars, I'd love to have it though. I would love to chat with people. More than one person has brought that up actually. Hey, nice chat is working now. Okay, Ethan, another from the beginning. Appreciate you, OG brother. Wait, sorry. TikTok says you've got a flash goal. What the hell does that mean? 3 gifters send TikTok to your live in 15 minutes. TikTok, what in the world does that mean? 3 gifters send TikTok to your live in 15 minutes. Achieve this optional goal to win a 24-hour live goal stream. Dude, I don't know what that means. I have no idea. I'm just trying to talk some football. This stuff is crazy to me. Ethan Davis, you're one from the very beginning. I appreciate you, brother. And yes, I don't know what was happening, but thank you to Dadpool, who was also in the TikTok, who told me chat's not working. No wonder, because now look at this chat. We got a bunch of things catching up from the lack of being able to chat before. All right, so Russell Wilson, I think in my opinion, you guys let me know what you feel. I think Russell Wilson checks the boxes for me to be on this list, and quite honestly, I think he should be lower down on the list, closer to the higher end, upper echelon of quarterbacks based on what I've been seeing and reading. Next, here's where it really starts to get just insane. 26, Sammy Baugh, Hall of Famer, 2-time NFL champ, 6 Pro Bowls, 4 All-Pros. What was his record in professional football? Well, that's unavailable. 22 yards passing. I don't know how we have statistics, but we don't have pass record. I don't. That doesn't make any sense to me. So here we go. The 26th best quarterback to ever play football, folks. Here's where it really starts to get good. 22,000 yards. I'm rounding up. 187 touchdowns, 203 interceptions. The man threw more interceptions than he did touchdowns. And he's the 26th best quarterback to ever play football. I mean, stop the madness, people. 56.5% completion percentage and a 72% QB rating. 320 yards on the ground in his career with 9 touchdowns. Oh, a whopping 6 fourth-quarter comebacks and 16 game-winning drives. I swear to you, people, I swear that Bleacher Report did this just to get a rise out of people. And it's working because I'm pissed. I can't believe this. I cannot believe this man is above the likes of Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. I just can't believe it. And I can't believe they're so damn close to the likes of Matthew Stafford and just barely behind Russell Wilson. Are you nuts? Are you nuts, Sammy Baugh? I'm not trying to, harm or talk crap to the elders in the NFL. But this is a joke. This is a joke. This stat line is unacceptable. So that means that he was playing against, quite possibly, a bunch of zeros. A bunch of zeros. 4-time All-Pro when he throws more interceptions than he does touchdowns by a lot. Doesn't run the football. And has a QB rating of 72. I'm sorry. Knowles on TikTok says, flash goal. All right, I'm going to this thing keeps on popping up, people. I don't know what the hell this means. Flash goal. I'm just going to hit start then. Flash goal. Achieve this goal when 3 gifters send TikTok to your live. 3 gifters send TikTok. Pin Pin it to get more attention. Pin. 3 gifters. We need gifts now? People are supposed to send me gifts? I don't know. Scott just got the #1 viewer badge. Scott, appreciate you. Scott 24, you the man. I don't know what that means, but you're getting it. You got it. I don't know who gave it to you, but you got it. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. 3 gifters send TikTok to you. What kind of gifts would people send me anyways? Does anybody know? I know of everybody that's in here. Most of them have been with me from the beginning, which is only, I don't know, 4 months at this point. But I'm learning with you. I have no clue what's going on right here. I have literally no clue. Viewers plus 170. What does that mean? We have 170 viewers here on TikTok? Awesome. That's cool. Cool as hell. Well, that doesn't seem that way. Maybe overall. But now it's saying something like viewer badges are being given, which is great. Knowles, though, anyways, Knowles, thank you. Sammy was a dog at punting. Yeah. Well, great for Sammy, but he's on the list for QB. And, if we want to make the argument about punting, sure, I'm down with that. But I'm just saying he shouldn't be at 26 on the QB list. Sorry. Ethan over on YouTube. So basically, if you want to be on this list, just throw more interceptions than touchdowns. Laughing LMAO. Listen, I'm beginning to think if you're on, the top 25 guys didn't really throw more picks than touchdowns, but it got real freaking close. And now we're going to see some craziness. Number 27, Norm Van Brocklin, Hall of Famer, 2 times NFL champ, 9-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro, and a Burt Bell Award. At least this guy won 60% of his games. I'll give him that. 23,600 passing yards. Another kudos to Van Brocklin. 173 touchdowns. Here we go, Ethan. 173 touchdowns and 178 interceptions. Strong. 27th best quarterback on the planet. More interceptions than touchdowns. 53.6% completion rate, percentage, 75% QBR, 75.1 QBR rating. Another just stud. Here's this. This is great. This is real strong. 27th best quarterback of all time. 40 rushing yards for his career. For his career. 11 touchdowns. He won games. He won 60% of his games and 2-time NFL champ. But what I can tell you is that they probably ran the hell out of football and they had a great defense. Just saying. Because the quarterback wasn't leading them to victory. Quarterback was not leading him to victory. Was he? No. Not when he threw more interceptions than he threw touchdowns. Gosh, this stuff. This doesn't frustrate you guys. I'm sorry. I'm super frustrated. I don't know how you're not. Let me know what you think. Follow me, please, if you haven't yet. We need to get to 100 or 1,000 followers on TikTok. I'm going to keep saying it until we get there. And I need to be at 500 on YouTube. 500 on YouTube to get some monetization there. And then we'll definitely have the software to make this a hell of a lot better because I'm holding this damn phone while using a computer as well. It's honestly pissing me off. It's actually pissing me off. I'm holding the phone to do TikTok because it's wacky on the computer and I can't use the software. So just please get me to 1,000 subscribers. Next up, I think I just scrolled past him. I didn't even mean it. Number 28. Now we're going to start getting into some reality, and now we're going to have some conversations, boys and girls, about why this guy is so high up, so low, however you want to call it. Lamar Jackson, 28th greatest quarterback of all time, according to Bleacher Report, Knowles says, Norm played for the Oregon Webfoots. Wow. Hey, Knowles, thank you. I had no idea. Was that the only team? Was he playing? Were they scrimmaging themselves? Okay, Lamar Jackson, number 28 all time. Let's see what his range was. Somebody at Bleacher Report had him as the 11th best, and somebody had him all the way down as far as 40th. Okay, 2-time MVP, 4-time Pro Bowler, 3 All-Pro, 2 Burt Bell. Now, we're going to go into these statistics here, right? Excuse me. Now, just so everybody knows, the Burt Bell Award is presented by Maxwell Football Club to the Player of the Year. So it's kind of like, it's not the equivalent, but it's just another group of people voting for the best player in football. And Lamar has won that twice, which I don't think anybody else on this list thus far has had 2 of those. It's only been at least 1, I think, max. Well, you can quote me and we can look at that again, but I'm pretty darn certain. Okay, he's won 71% of his games. Is this not the highest one we've seen yet? I believe it may be. 23,000 pass yards, 187 touchdowns, 56 interceptions. That's over 3-1. Right? That's 168. Yeah, that's over 3-1. That is by far, I believe, the best ratio that we've seen thus far. 64.8% completion ratio or percentage, 102 QBR, ladies and gentlemen, 102, 6,500 yards on the ground already. Keep in mind, he's nowhere near done, okay? Nowhere near done. 6,500 yards on the ground, 35 touchdowns already on the ground, Lamar Jackson. 11 fourth-quarter comebacks, 13 game-winning drives. But he hasn't had a Super Bowl, so he's all the way at 28th. If this man had a Super Bowl, you would have to say that he'd be top 5. Look at these numbers, and he's nowhere near being done. The best winning percentage, one of, if not the best, touchdown to interception ratio, completion percentage, QB rating. I mean, dual threat as big as anybody ever. I just don't see it. Somebody comment, tell me. Follow me. Follow me if you agree. Follow me if you disagree. Got to follow me because I'm sick and tired of holding this phone. But there's simply no way that Lamar Jackson is only the 28th best quarterback of all time, especially with the 27 people that they have listed above him, below him, whatever you want to call it, better than him. Impossible, Bleacher Report. Impossible. It's the worst list I've ever seen. And we're going through each stinking player to prove how horrible your list is. Lists like this is why I dislike Barstool and their takes. Well, Dadpool, if it wasn't for these companies, sometimes I think that we would have nothing to bitch and moan about, and it makes for really great entertainment, doesn't it? Like I said earlier, I think I tend to agree with you that they actually do these things from time to time just to get people pissed off. But it works. Work to me. Work to me, baby. Okay, Dadpool over here says, then the upper will be Lamar is playing in a QB-friendly league. I know. You're right. You're right, but you know what? The reality is the reality. If you want to put wins and Super Bowls as a quarterback stat, then okay. But you can't have it both ways. And that's what this list does. It has it both ways. It has people there solely because they've won Super Bowls and they're horrible at quarterback. Or I don't want to say horrible. They're all NFL quarterbacks. But they're average when it comes to NFL quarterbacks. But they won a Super Bowl, so that's QB stat. Or they don't say that winning is a quarterback stat, and then they don't give the people with Super Bowls enough credit. You know, it just I understand it's kind of like a losing battle. I totally get it. But at the end of the day, wait, lit up gifts? What happened? Hold on. How do I look? Something just came up on this phone that said something about gifts and stuff. I don't know what this means, but claim something? Wonder Spark? I have no clue what's going on. This is so weird. So weird. How do I know what's happening? Oh, there's that thing. Flash goal. Yeah, okay. Anyway, we're talking. I thought something happened here. Sorry, buddy. Thought something happened. Ethan Davis. Even though Lamar doesn't have a Super Bowl, I still feel like he's I'm sorry, my hand was in the way. Even though Lamar doesn't have a Super Bowl, I still feel like he's a top 10 at minimum based off of other stats. Well, that's kind of where my mind is at because of the fact that reading through all of these quarterbacks that are rated higher than him, a large amount of them don't deserve, in my mind, to be above him. And I know there's things other than statistics. Like I realize that as well. I understand it. I get it. Stats aren't everything, and I totally agree with that. But I just don't see what these other quarterbacks have done to be on this list ahead of Lamar Jackson. Okay, number 29, Len Dawson. Hall of Fame, 1 Super Bowl MVP, 1 Super Bowl title, 3 AFL championships, 7 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pros. 59% winning percentage. I'll give him. Love it. 29,000 pass yards, 239 touchdowns to 183 interceptions. Better than most. 57% completion ratio, 82.6 QBR. This is what I'm just not understanding. 1,300 rush yards, 9 touchdowns. This is a mediocre quarterback. Again, mediocre quarterback. I'm so sorry. I really am. I don't mean to be this guy. I'm not trying to be mean. I have an immense amount of respect for anyone that plays in the NFL or any professional sports. Like I've told you all, I played low-level minor league baseball. And it's not easy. None of these things are easy to do. Okay? They're not easy. So I have massive respect for anybody that's even plays in one of these leagues, let alone a topic, excuse me, or a possibility to be on one of these lists. So please don't get me wrong. But I don't think that what I'm reading makes any damn sense, and I'm getting pissed. So I'm only comparing these people to others that have done the same thing, not to the common man like myself that is just sitting here bitching. So please take that into consideration. All right, Ken Stabler. A lot of accolades, Super Bowl champion, regular season MVP, offensive player of the year, Pro Bowl, multiple Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro. Okay. 66% winning percentage, 28,000 yards, 194 touchdowns, and 222 interceptions. Wowsy. 59.8% completion, 75.3 QB rating. And for his entire career, with over 45 games played, 93 rushing yards for his entire career with 4 touchdowns. Killing it. 15 seasons. While stat purists will correctly argue that the team wins aren't a quarterback stat, the position certainly has a major influence on game outcomes, including playoff contests. Stabler became the fastest quarterback to 100 wins in 1983. Okay. It literally says his record is 96, 49, and 1, but somehow he got 100 wins. I don't know what you're talking about there, Barstool. If you want to discuss clear individual accomplishments, Stabler has those too. Okay. We didn't go through this whole. Somebody had him ranked 16th overall for all time, the 16th best quarterback of all time. I mean, oh, God, this is such a joke. Where Sid Luckman. I'm just going to keep going until I find the other guy, Josh Allen. Here's a guy that had 5 more touchdowns than interceptions. He had a 75 QBR, and his career rush yards were minus 239. That's a guy that's the 31st best QB of all time. Makes sense. Phillip Rivers, 32nd. 55 win percentage, 64,000 pass yards. Here we go. 425 touchdowns to 212 interceptions and 65% completion. 95 QBR, 600 yards and 3 touchdowns. This guy didn't move either. That's terrible for his length of his career, which was 18 years. But, and this is net yards, clearly. This is net yards minus sacks. But why is this guy not higher than all these other guys, these other quarterbacks that threw 55% completion ratio, 28,000 yards, and even on touchdowns to interceptions? Why? Why? Joe Namath. Joe Namath's numbers were horrible, were they not? Yeah. Joe Namath lost more games than he won. He threw more interceptions than he did touchdowns. He completed the exact same amount of balls that were incomplete. And he has the lowest QBR that we've seen, maybe, that might be on this list in its entirety. And he's 33 of all time. I mean, what in the freaking world are we doing? Because he won a Super Bowl and because he was Broadway Joe and all the ladies liked him. That's it. That's it. He is literally where he's at. That's it. Because of media. Now, all right, 35. Let's go look at Josh Allen. Let's go look at our boy. Okay? I mean, this is going to be very frustrating. This is going to be very frustrating. Just saying. Just saying. I just got another thing over here. What does this say? Robert Rivas sent TikTok universe to somebody else. What the hell does that mean? Everybody follow along. Follow here so I can get it. So I can get it to where we can screen share it and get everything the same and equivalent from the other platforms. Please. Can't do it until we get to 1,000. We're really close, but need to get to 1,000. Need to get to 1,000 followers. No idea what I'm looking at and how this stuff works. This thing is telling me to tell you to give me a gift. What is a gift? Honestly, what is a gift? Somebody tell me, please. What is a gift on TikTok? I have no idea. What are you gonna get? Like a high five? Like, I mean, what are we doing? How the hell does that work? All right, Josh Allen, 35th best quarterback of all time. We'll see. 1 MVP, 4-time Pro Bowler. 69.3% winning percentage thus far. By far, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Lamar Jackson might be the only one higher than that at 70, right? Or what was he, 70 and change? 30,000 pass yards, already more pass yards than 85 maybe percent of people on this list. 220 touchdowns through the air and 94 interceptions. That's 2.5 to 1. 64% completion ratio, 94.4% or QBR. Already has 4,700 rush yards, and here we go, 79 touchdowns on the ground. Already. 17 fourth quarter comebacks, as much as almost anybody on the list. 25 game-winning drives. 8 seasons. 8 seasons. Most of these people on this list were at least 12. Who's voting? Who works there, and where do their votes come from? Y.A. Tittle, 33,000 pass yards, 242 versus 240. I mean, it's just consistent. It's just literally consistent. Most people throw more interceptions than touchdowns. They complete just over half of their passes, and they have a 54% winning ratio. And that, like, how you win games as a quarterback or you don't. And if you want Super Bowl to be tied to the quarterback, then you do. But you can't only when you want it to be. So I need you to stop it. I need everybody to freaking stop it. Randall Cunningham is at 39. He should be high. He should be in the 20s. Just because he's on bad teams. Not his fault. Not the man's fault. Matt Ryan, 41. Matt Ryan's numbers are absolutely insane. Matt Ryan deserves to be higher. Donovan McNabb, 42. 61% winning, 37,000 yards, 234 to 117. So he's 2 to 1, full 2 to 1, like on the nose. 59% completion percentage, 85.6 rating, 3,400 yards on the ground with 29 touchdowns. I don't know. Cam Newton, 43. Wow, Cam Newton should be higher too. Cam Newton, holy moly. I got to talk about this. He's 43. He's 43rd MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, 3-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro, Burt Bell. Won 52% of his games. His team was not good. His team was not good. This is not Cam Newton's fault. His team was not good, people. 32,300 yards, 194 touchdown, 123 interception. Much better than most of the people above him. We've already went through that. 60% completion percentage, 85.2 QB rating, 5,600 yards on the ground, and 75 touchdowns. The man's a good quarterback, and he's not a turnover machine. What do you want him to do? What more can he do? Cam Newton, God bless you. Phil Simms, 44. Steve McNair, stud. He's a winner, but he didn't win the big game. I guess that's his fault only. I don't know. I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but we'll hit people when we see him, I guess. Michael Vick, silliness. Michael Vick's silliness. Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP and a comeback player of the year. Why is Joe Flacco not higher? 62% completion, 84 QBR, 48,000 pass yards, 53% winning ratio, 17 touchdowns on the ground. I mean, why is he not higher? George Blanda. Yeah, see, this guy should not even be on this list. 51% of his games, 236 to 277 touchdown interception. He didn't even complete half his passes. He didn't even complete 58% of his passes. 60.6 QBR. Get off the list. 4-time Pro Bowler. Doing what? Throwing incompletions and interceptions? Because he wasn't running the ball. 340 yards for his life. George Blanda, you're off. It's embarrassing. This is why I say it's embarrassing. Honestly, get out of here, Bleacher Report. Get out of here. We're supposed to listen to these people? We're supposed to, I'm going to get angry. We're supposed to listen to Bleacher Report for all of our athletic and sports news, particularly now, based on what we're talking about, NFL coverage news, when the 54th greatest quarterback to ever play football in their minds won 3 more games than he lost, threw 41 more interceptions than he threw touchdowns, completed just under 48% of all of his passes, completed, had a QBR of 60.6, and ran for 344 yards and 9 touchdowns in his life. And I am supposed to listen to Bleacher Report as gospel, and what they say goes. Not buying it. Sorry. Just not buying it. Not even close. Nope. Jeez, it just frustrates the hell out of me. I don't know where these people come from. And I don't know who gave all of us this serum that says we need to listen to these people. I mean, I'm doing it right now. Oh, man. I'm doing it right now. But, oh, my God. I hope everybody understands it. At least what you get here from this channel, you will get the truth. Unbiased truth. And then you make your decision. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. But I'm just trying to lead with evidence and facts like I do in everything else in my life. Am I Josh Allen biased? Sure. But when I look at those numbers, I'm sorry, there's nothing that you can say to tell me that he is not better than, out of the 30 people or whatever were in front of him, 22 of them. I mean, I know it's tough to say that he's like the 8th best quarterback of all time. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying that the people that are ahead of him on this list are not better than him. They did not have better careers, and he's not even done. At this rate, they have to be doing this on purpose, unless they generally don't. This is what Ethan says. Unless they generally don't know anything about football and correct statistics. I'm not saying they don't know anything about football. They very well, or they very much know how to garner statistical evidence, and they're very good at finding data. Now, the people finding this data might not know much about football, but they get the data, they give it to the people, whoever the ones are that then are making this list up. I don't know. And I don't know if they had a criteria to where they had to follow to make, their list. I don't know if Bleacher Report said to everybody that was voting, here's what you have here's how you make your decision. In your opinion, who is the best here, or weight it with wins and Super Bowls and stats and I don't know how. I don't know what they were told before they made this list, but there's some massive disparities, as you see, like here with Tony Romo. Somebody had him as the 42nd best, and then somebody had him the lowest rating as the 70th best. So clearly it does show that it was individually based and people thought much differently throughout the process. Maybe some of these guys paid to have their names put on this list because that's the only explanation I have for some of them. Yeah, well, some of them are not even, they're no longer with us. But there is definitely big disparity. I mean, George Blanda, what we were just talking about, somebody had him as a 34th best. What do you say? I want to meet these people. I want to know who it is. And I want to have a conversation. with them. What in the heavens is going through their head when they're making these decisions? I just need to know. I absolutely need to know. Comment in here, first of all, where you're from. I want to know where everybody's from, especially on TikTok. We have 924, so we got a few followers here. I don't know how many people are in here. I can't tell. I don't know where to find it. How many people are in here? Oh, there's somebody, Kaz. Everybody let me know where you're from, because I want to know where everybody comes from on TikTok. We have 924 followers. We need to get to 1,000 as quickly as possible so we can live stream the exact same way that we do over on the other platforms, which is much easier, so I don't have to hold this damn phone and you can see my screen. I know I've been repetitive in saying that a lot, but I want everybody to hear me so you understand the benefit of getting everyone to follow this channel, just so I can get the piece of information that I need to put into my software so we can stream the same way. We go live relatively often on YouTube. Hard to do it here, but that'll change. George Blanda ahead of Josh. What? No, he's not. But, oh, well, yeah, that same person that had him at whatever, 33rd or whatever. I wonder where that person had Josh Allen. That's a great point. Kaz, yeah, how you doing, Kaz? Follow along, please. Everybody follow. Everybody's in here, follow. Tell me where you're from. The One Dad Pool, Central New York near Syracuse. I think I knew that. I think we might have talked about that before, but I can't remember. Either way, appreciate you, Dad Pool. All of the love. We are not far, about an hour and a half. Finger Lakes. Kind of like you. Watkins Glen area. Seneca Lake, to be more clear. Where is everybody tuning in from? And what do you think about your quarterbacks? Please tell me anything that we missed, anything that you feel any names that are not on this list thus far. Okay, so what does this mean? This thing says King Bob sent TikTok universe to Lucas. Why is that showing up on my screen? And who are those people? I don't know. I'm not sure. Did this list leave anybody off in the top 20 that we went through, top 30, 50, whatever we just did, that you feel should have been on there? Did anybody that we spoke about do you feel should not have been on there? Joe Burrow is 66th. Why? Why is Joe Burrow 66th? He's got a 101 QBR, 68.5% completion ratio, 3-1 touchdown, 157-51. Touchdown to picks. Not many comebacks. 847 on the ground with 12 touchdowns. And he's won 56% of his games. 2-time comeback player of the year. That's crazy. Where's Randall Cunningham? Oh, we spoke about him. Hold on. I think he was 39th. 39th, Dadpool. Randall Cunningham. I'm going to read it out again for you. 4-time Pro Bowler, 1 All-Pro, 3 Burt Bells. Wow, that's pretty sick. With no MVPs. Odd. Weird. 61% winning percentage, 30,000 yards, 207 touchdowns, 134 interception, 56.6% completion, Deese, 81.5 QBR, 5,000 rush yards with 35 touchdowns. Pretty strong there. 16 seasons. And it says here, before there was Lamar Jackson or Mike Vick, there was Randall Cunningham. Don't disagree. Somebody had him at 24. And somebody had him at 35. And he falls at 39. 24 and 55, and he falls at 39. That's kind of crazy. Offense, run, pass in pre-Super Bowl years. Offense, pass, run, pass post-Super Bowl. Run, pass, and yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Pass, run, pass. Yeah. Actually, yeah, it went pass, run for a little while too, and now it's almost coming back to like a little bit in the middle because these running backs are getting more involved. The Jonathan Taylors and Derrick Henrys and James Cooks of the world getting big time carries. The two-headed monster running backs now, that was a big thing for a few years as well. But without the run, you can't have play action, and play action actually opens up the pass, in my opinion. So I actually kind of like both. That's my style of football that I like. I don't like the, pass it 60 times a game. I can't stand it. So to some of these guys, they're not going to have the yards. They're not going to have the yards that the others will. You agree with that? Yes, I know who you are, and yes, I do. That doesn't mean I don't agree with you. To me, Jim Kelly is a top 5. His QB play was hard to match. Wish he won at least. Well, I'm with you on the Super Bowl. Goodness gracious. This we need one terribly. I don't know if I'm going to put him top 5 on my list. I probably wouldn't, but he might deserve a little bit more than what he was given. But I don't think he cares either because out here, and upstate in Western New York, like he's obviously everybody loves him, right? And he knows that, and I think he's probably just fine with that. Just fine with where he is. All right, let's see what happened here. What did we do? We need what's going on here with whatever this is. This is TikTok. What do we do here? Sent to comments. Block marker. No, that's not what I want. I wish TikTok you could see the screen. But that's all right. We'll get there. Not too long, hopefully. You can now customize the badge in the most for your fan club. Encourage your viewers to share your live and invite more friends. Share. Oh, you guys can share this thing? Can you, everybody on TikTok, are you able to share it? This live? Is that how this works? Like you can hit the share button? To me, we need to get Josh to a Super Bowl. Can't wait. Yeah. Oh, Deadpool. I'm so with you. And the next thing that we're doing here is this new series that we're creating. I don't know what we're going to call it yet, but the kind of the question marks on the team, potential re-signs in free agency or extends, some of the void guys, or potential trade targets for the offseason. And we're going to break down some film. I actually just was watching a whole bunch. My first guy for this series, which will probably be, we're going away literally tonight for a little while. Maybe I can do some at when we're gone. But If not, I can just rip through a video here today, maybe, and post it tomorrow. But Keon Coleman is the first person in this new series that we're doing. So I'm going to have a bunch of film on him. My reasons why we should or should not continue with Keon Coleman, and we're going to move it on to different players. And in the interim, we will continue to do the shorts, every day, and the updates in terms of the off-season stuff that's going on. And I really want, like I said, to get this thing to where we need to, which we're slowly but surely every day we get between 10 and 20, I guess, new followers, it seems, on TikTok. I was hoping to get a big jump here doing this, but we'll see. And that way it'll be much, much easier. So every time we come on here and do live stuff, it'll all be the same. We need to get, but I'm with you. Like, we can't wait. I'm not into trying to peg a player, whether it's free agency or through the trade market, and say, oh, this guy's too old. Unless he doesn't have any football left. But if it's like, no, I'd rather find that 23-year-old because he'll be here for the next 7 or 8, 10 years versus a 30-year-old that still has really good football, but maybe only 2-3 years. I don't care because it needs to be done now, right? I don't think that planning so much for the future at this moment in time is at all reasonable, in my opinion, because Josh Allen only has so much left. And if you don't get this done with Josh Allen, who knows when you might have any opportunity again to get to and then win a Super Bowl. So it's in the now. For instance, currently the Buffalo Bills, if Mike Evans, who is a free agent and who just came out yesterday and said that he will be playing football next year and will also be testing the waters in free agency, okay? If Mike Evans is healthy and proves, however they do this, proves that he will be healthy for 2026, then I'm all in with Mike Evans, even if it means 2 years of production from him. If he is at his level of production for 2 years, then I am all in on Mike Evans, even though he's 30 years old. I'm not saying I don't care about a 30-year-old because he only has X amount of years left. I don't care. The year is now. The year is last year. And it's that way until Josh Allen retires. So I totally agree with you, Dadpool. Although I like Jalen Waddle as well, and he just happens to be young. Shared the live. Thank you. Encourage more viewers to share. Yeah, for sure. Yes, you're right, and that's what I was wondering. I didn't know that you guys could even do that. So everybody that is in here, if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, hit that share button wherever the heck you see that thing. Get it out to your friends, who gets it out to another friend, because I want to see this thing go out to the masses as much as we can, and we're almost there on getting our goal, which makes these lives a lot easier. So anybody in here, please, yes, hit that share button, send it out to all your friends. Same with you out there on YouTube. You know what to do. Keep commenting, like the video, subscribe. We need to get 500 or 1,000. I forget what the number was on YouTube, and we're slowly growing there too, which is nice. I mean, every day we're grabbing an extra few, but it's a little harder on YouTube, it seems. Invite Carl to join us. I guess I could do that, but are they in here? How do I tell how many people? I don't even know. He was unfortunately pressured to perform as a number one as a rookie. He'll be fine. Oh, Keon, I agree with you. He was set up for failure as an ex wide receiver one. It doesn't make any sense. I'd sign Mike Evans a 2-year, 100%, and I think that's what he's going to be about, $10 to $12 million a year, if he's healthy. If he's healthy. I don't want to say that I'm willing to pay somebody 12 or 13 million or 10 million if they're going to play 6 games. I'm not into that anymore. I'm not into, well, I never really was, but that just happened, so I don't really want to do that at all ever again. But Mike Evans, I'm so down with. I'm also down with Michael Pittman. He's not going to cost $10 million, but Michael Pittman might not be back with the Colts. That might be a cap savings number for Indianapolis. because the more time that goes on, the more that I'm realizing that, or hearing and reading that Alec Pierce actually may be their go-to instead of Michael Pittman. Therefore, leaving Michael Pittman as a cap casualty because Alec Pierce is going to need his money. And this year, because he is also a free agent. And I also heard that they may even put the franchise tag on Alec Pierce to not let him go anywhere and basically force him to prove it again. Yeah, I'll show. Let's find somebody here. Yeah, we can do this one. He's this. Okay, so if it's hard to argue this, if the Colts move on, from Michael Pittman, they will save themselves $24 million this year. And that's hard to argue. That really is. Against the cap. Now, that said, like I was telling you, I mean, here's another one. Stating the Colts wide receiver room is shifting. The drum beat for Josh Downs is starting to grow, but Tyler Warren is the real upside. Pittman is gone. Pierce is chasing the bag. Downs is going to get 150 targets. I guess it's possible. The dynasty market is going to start to overhype Josh Downs, excuse me. It's possible, but they're not going to be able to pay all of them, and I don't really know what's going on and how they feel about this is the Colts, of course, how they feel about Daniel Jones and what's going to happen there, because right now I believe Anthony Richardson asked for a trade, and you have obviously Jonathan Taylor, and then you have a young, like this tweet just said, Tyler Warren, who's the real deal. So where they go with this, I don't know, but they're not going to be able to pay everybody, and he's one of them. Michael Pittman is absolutely one of them. For those of you that are new in here, appreciate you. Or go to Cheaper Out and get D-Hop for 1.5. I'm not. I thought that at the end or the trade-ish deadline of this past year, 2025, I had brought that up. I think I was on Dan Mitchell's channel with him, and I had brought up the fact that maybe we go after a D-Hop. I don't know if I'm into that for a full length, idea. I don't believe that I would want him on the team for the entire season. If they're going to go get another wide receiver, I think it needs to be some kind of a splash, like something that's big time. That's my take. Just my take. Yo, the guys, this is, I don't know, when did this happen? This happened less than an hour ago. Breaking maybe an hour ago. The Chiefs, Rashee Rice's longtime partner and mother of his children, has now filed a lawsuit against him. The lawsuit accuses Rice of choking, strangling, scratching, hitting, and headbutting her over a nightmare 19-month period. What are we doing, people? You guys just can't keep your shit together. I hope this is wrong. I mean, obviously he's innocent until proven guilty, but this has got to stop. These dudes need some counseling as soon as they get into the league or something. This has got to stop. Really does. Again, I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not trying to play that game. Unless all these, people are just conspiring, saying, "Oh, today's the day. Let's go get him." Like, unless that's the case, which I obviously am not saying that is the case, but unless that is, then man, we need to stop with this. These boys need to get some help. I know they don't think that they need it, but they need to get help as soon as they join, as soon as they get drafted. Get them some help, man. I hate to see this. It's horrible. D-Hop is a possession receiver. He'll get to the sticks. Great hands. I agree, and I think that's kind of like what Cooper was, right? I mean, Cooper wasn't doing anything crazy, but what he did do is at least gained attention. Kind of opened up some other things. All right, YouTube pulls most subscribers through regular form videos, like long form videos, but they require more time to do. So you're still doing good with live streams and shorts. Thank you. Yeah, Ethan. Yeah, so the longer or the longer, whatever you want to call them, the videos that are not 2 minutes, that's where I don't have that much time. And that's the issue. So I like to get on these lives because it's fun hanging out and talking to people when I do have time to sit down and just chat about what's going on in football. Otherwise, I do my shorts like in the morning before work because it's 2 minutes. You know, I'm reading all day, all night, whatever. And then, or if something happens, it takes me 2 minutes and I just kind of film. Now, aesthetically, it doesn't look great. I don't have digital, people working for me and all this other stuff. So I'm not, it doesn't look all that fantastic. But the idea of the longer videos is just tough because, I think I've told you guys, and for those that haven't been around for long, I run car dealership. Many hours. You can gain more subscribers on YouTube by streaming in vertical resolution called YouTube. Yeah, Dadpool, I do. That's what we were just talking about. I do these shorts. So basically what I want, the stuff that you see on TikTok, I kind of just put it on YouTube as well. Usually, not always, but usually. On top of these lives and some video type stuff. My understanding though is lately that they've actually kind of changed to where the pre-recorded stuff, not necessarily live, but the longer form YouTube videos are gaining a lot of traction in the YouTube world. But again, like if this was my job, great, I'd have all day, right? Unfortunately, I don't. But yeah, I do have the short version, the YouTube shorts up there. You can, if you go to the channel, you'll be able to see all them. Usually, generally though, I'll be honest, they're kind of the same thing. Okay, anybody new people in here? Appreciate you. Eliseo Navarro, how are you? If you're not following, please do. And share this live for me, if you would. Need to get up to, all right, we need 75 subscribers. So we have had a few followers, today during this. I don't know how many, but it has been helping. So we're getting there. Only 75 now, and we need a couple hundred on YouTube. So everybody on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed, 100% do that, please. In which case it helps us. It helps the channel on TikTok be able to give you better quality, and then on YouTube, same. If I can get this thing monetized and make a few dollars, then we'll continue to up our software, up our equipment, and probably give this thing some more time as well, which I don't know would be bad or good, but until we get there, got to pay the bills, baby. Got to pay the bills. So help me out and do the best you can for me, please. Let's see. Yeah, so we have 925 followers now on here. 1,000 is the number. So get me there. Help me. All right, so it does say we're live here. Okay, I see it. Makes sense. Not understanding exactly how this all works. I'm learning as we go. This is the first time I've done this. Live trend. I don't know what that means. Not a clue, but appreciate all. Apple user 94. How are you? Thanks for hopping in. I'm just clicking all these buttons, to be honest with you, to see what they are. See what they mean. What are these coins? Anybody in here know what these coins are? What the heck are coins? Gift record. So I haven't received popular gifts on live. Gifts, not GIFs, but gifts. I don't know, like roses and shit. What or stuff? I'm sorry. What does all that mean? What in the world does that mean? Oh my God. Gifts. Anybody know? Anybody know? I have no idea. All right, let's get into one more thing that I wanted to talk about before we head out. I'm going to try to set this down one more time. Bear with me. Please work. Please work. Okay. Working. Yes, okay. So let's talk briefly. We just kind of started it. But let's talk briefly about Keon Coleman. And I'm going to show you Dad Pool. And maybe I can clip some of this to make an actual video. So I'm going to pop in a few of these videos here and show you guys what I mean and how we're going to do this. How we're going to do this new series. So I'm going to go to Keon here. I'm going to bring up to you. All right. So I'm in my mind, in my opinion, everybody, and those of you that are, coins equates to money. People purchase coins and send them to creators. What? And then what the hell do the creators do with them? You cash them out or something? Is that what happens? Man, all right. Hey, send the coins, baby. I'll take the coins if it's cash. If anybody has coins, and TikTok, I don't think they're going to want to hear this, but TikTok, for right now, follow me immediately and then go find us on YouTube. Cold Front Buffalo on YouTube right now. We're live. Take a look at the screen. All right, because I'm screen sharing some videos that I want to show you. And this is what I can do on TikTok every time we go live once I reach 1,000. And I hope you enjoy this. So we're going to get into some film, literally some film discussion on Keon Coleman. So let's take a look here. All right. This is what our new series is going to look like. Everybody on here, follow it immediately, share to everybody, and hop over and follow us on YouTube. Jump in immediately. Cold Front Buffalo. We are live, and I'm going to get into this. So here's Keon Coleman. This is what I feel. Keon Coleman is not given what he's been deserving of. Keon Coleman is open more than everyone wants to give him credit for. Everyone says that Keon Coleman's separation is horrible. Not true. Simply not true. Keon Coleman can only do what he's offered or afforded the ability to do. So this is last season. I'm going to give you a couple examples. Keon Coleman right now is on the bottom of the screen. Okay? Keon Coleman, unlike the receiver on the top of the screen, which I think is Josh Palmer, they run the exact same route. As you can see, this is about 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. They're on the 48. The first down marker, they're on their own 40, I should say. The first down marker is on the other 47. So it's actually, I'm sorry, they weren't on the 48. They're on the 43. The 43 to the opposite end of the field's 47. That's 7, 8, 9. That's exactly 10 yards. Both of the wide receivers on opposite ends of the football field do the exact same route. It looks to be man-to-man coverage with a top of one deep safety. With one deep safety, okay? Man-to-man elsewhere. They both run a comeback route at the sticks. Josh Allen decides to throw to his left, which is Josh Palmer. Does not throw to Keon Coleman on the right-hand side of the football field on the right edge. But Keon Coleman has 3.5 to 4 yards of separation between him and the defensive back at the sticks when that ball is released. Josh Palmer on the top of the screen has 2.5 yards of separation. The ball was thrown what Josh seems to think, I guess, was supposed to be over the outside shoulder of Joshua Palmer. Joshua Palmer turns over his inside shoulder. The ball lands on the football or on the field, on the turf. It was almost intercepted. It actually looked like it was intercepted, and then it got called back after they watched a replay. But had this ball come to Keon Coleman, and the ball was, I think, on the right hash, so it was on Keon's side. The throw is not as far a throw for the quarterback to stay on the short half of the football field. Keon Coleman's wide open is my point. And I'm showing this right here on this screen to tell you that this is a play that is in the books that never shows up anywhere. That's not a target. That's not a catch. That's not a reception. Okay? That doesn't add to any statistic. Just a snap count and route run. And that's it. But that route run created 4.5 yards of separation. And it wasn't just because of an immense amount of soft defense due to it being 3rd and long. Because his route got him past the sticks. You know, if it's 3rd and 11, you run a route 3 yards and you have separation, well, yeah, no shit. They're going to allow you to catch the ball underneath because they don't think that you're going to get the yards after catch to then amount to a first down, right? But in this case, his route was past the first down marker. And he's 4.5 to 5 yards wide open. Ball doesn't come his way. Not his fault. That's man-to-man coverage on 3rd and long with a route past the sticks. Not Keon Coleman's fault. All right? That's just one. We're going to show you. I'm going to show you another one now. Hold on. We got a few. We got a few loaded into the chamber. There's also some that are not great, which I'm also going to get at. And because I agree with people's questions on Keon Coleman, and I know it's not all perfect. So I'll never be the one to just completely eliminate the bad from a conversation, if you know what I'm saying. All right, here we go. Keon Coleman, wide out on the left, short side of the field. It looks like a 2 deep safety look, maybe a cover 3. 2 safeties, 1 quarterback over the top of the wide receiver on the right side. I'm saying this for TikTok, YouTube. You can obviously see the screen here. TikTok, I'm telling you what I'm doing. Keon Coleman up top. Runs a go ball up the left-hand side of the sidelines, left-hand sideline. And it is actually a cover 3 look, and Keon Coleman gets in between the first level cornerback and the deep level safety. Josh Allen throws a piss missile right into the gap there. And Keon literally has to skyrocket over the safety and probably jump 3.5 feet into the air to catch this football. So Keon Coleman, keep in mind, his background is basketball. He played basketball at Florida State as well. He played football and basketball, high-level Division I basketball. So he's a freakish athlete. He can jump. Not often does he get the opportunity to out-jump someone and go after the football. The ball is not usually thrown that way for him. It's just simply not. But when it is, he proves here that he can make a ridiculously athletic football play that not many people can make. Ryan Piper, how are you, Ryan? It's not his fault. Josh Allen just isn't very good. Listen, I actually have complained about some of his throws to Keon Coleman. With not enough touch. He just laser beams everything. But we good? Can you hear me? Okay. I don't know what happened over here. Whew, sorry about that. Okay. So the athletic Keon Coleman is unmatched. You cannot tell me Keon Coleman is not a freak athlete. Okay. I refuse to believe that. And this example shows you. He's right here on the top of the screen. This is the angle of the throw into this between the high-low, soft, what looks to be cover 3 defense. Might even be cover 6. Anyway, here comes the ball. Perfectly thrown ball. But Keon Coleman literally is 3.5 to 4 feet up in the air. And there's no way. Well, the majority of receivers are not catching that football. They're just not. Now, this is the one game last year where he really came to play as far as numbers go. I'm not saying that we're just a highlight reel with Keon Coleman. He didn't exactly have the greatest statistical season of all time. I'm just showing instances to where it's not as bad as one would think. And it's not as bad as the likes of Bleacher Report will tell us, like we just went through with all those quarterbacks. Oh, my God. What a joke. But the reality is film can't lie, in my opinion. So here I'm going to give you an example as well as to why people get frustrated, which I completely respect and understand. So here's another play with Keon Coleman. This is against the Dolphins last year. First one we had there was against the Ravens. Okay. Some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. Does that mean somebody gave me some crap and said some stuff? Oh, first of all, non-deoxin. What's up, baby? Keon Coleman is an excellent football player with immense talent. He just needs to be used properly. He should be the Megatron for Mitt. You're absolutely right. Been saying it for a year and a half now. You're absolutely right. Eli three-faced. Pat's own y'all. Yeah, fair. 1-1. I don't know. Split the regular season, and you guys had the worst playoff run of all time by your quarterback. I kid. It's going to be a good rivalry. I don't think the Pats are going anywhere. They got a great coach. I'm not bought in on your quarterback just yet. I haven't been for a while, and I've said that publicly for quite some time. However, I'm not saying that he's a bust. I think that the credit that he was given was somewhat fraudulent. Was absolutely fraudulent. However, wait, what? Happy Family invites you to co-host? No thanks. When was Josh Allen in the playoffs? This year. What kind of question is that? So somebody's busting my balls over here on TikTok. I love it. You mean the Super Bowl? When was Josh Allen in the Super Bowl? He wasn't. And what does that matter? As we just showed on the list from Bleacher Reports of the top 100 quarterbacks of all time, Super Bowls don't really do much for anybody. They either do or they don't, depending on who you're speaking to. But there's some people that are in the top 10 that never went to a Super Bowl. There's some people that are in the top 10 that did nothing other than a Super Bowl. And then there's someone that I believe was number 11th or 9th or something overall that had possibly some of the worst quarterback statistics of all time. However, because his team was phenomenal, he won 4 Super Bowls. He's all of a sudden a top 12 quarterback, which makes no sense. When he turns the ball over more than he throws interceptions. But I digress. The Patriots had a very good year. And good for you. I mean, you got embarrassed in the Super Bowl. That's okay. You made it to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Okay, good. If that's how you judge, then that's how you judge. It's all opinion, right? Nothing but love, Eli faced. That's why Mahomes owns Allen and that poverty franchise. Okay. Fair enough, brother. Anyway, let's keep moving on over here with YouTube then. Because Eli faced, I think he's looking for a fight. Chad Ochocinco was working with Keon in the offseason. Yes, I think we see a focused, responsible receiver in 2026. He will have 1,000-yard receiving and 8 to 10 touchdowns. Dadpool, I don't know how long you've been with me. I think it's been a little while following me. I will tell you that I might be the biggest Keon Coleman fan and advocate of anybody on social media. So if that happens, you will not have a happier person that you see online at all. Does Keon even want to play for the Bills after the comments, the owner and GM? Terrible press conference. Yeah, terrible press conference. But then the owner or the new head coach, I think, tried to salvage. I think he did a pretty good job of salvaging. Joni, by the way, TikTok. How are you, Joni? Follow us if you're not, please, and share this live to everybody. I need to get to 1,000 followers so I can do this good live stuff and show you guys the live screen and the film study that we're doing. But the head coach came to the defense and actually said that Keon Coleman, the greatest thing to ever happen to Keon Coleman, is me becoming the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. That also happened. Doesn't negate the fact that Terry Pegula said what he said. I understand it, and I was not happy about it either. And you can find that on this channel. You can go back and find it. Not happy about it. However, damage control I thought was pretty good by Joe Brady. And he did say what I just had mentioned. Bills can still get wild card next year if the owner stays away from the team. The Bills, that's right. 99.99. You are you would have more followers if you were the head coach of the Bills. I love it. I love it. Eli Faced. You would have more followers if you were head coach of the Bills. You're probably, I would assume you were right. I would assume you're right. Yeah, I probably would. Yep. I know 99.99 that you're a Pats fan, but let's seriously, unbiased. What is your response? 99.99. Do you actually think that the Patriots have wrapped up the division for 2026? I know you're talking about wild card for the Bills. And we have Eli Faced over on the TikTok world as well that I want to get his opinion because he obviously is a Pats fan. Do we think that the Patriots have just wrapped up the division for the next 5-6 years? Or I'm curious because I really don't think so. I don't think that the Patriots have wrapped anything up yet. But we'll see, right? We'll see. 99. I think Cold Front would be a good head coach of the Bills. Well, I appreciate you. 99.99. You know, for every hater, we got a fan. All right. And that's all it's about, baby. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Well, sister, whatever you are, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'd be a pretty good head coach too. And according to Eli Faced, you know, I'd have a hell of a lot more followers on here. So maybe I should just become the head coach and that would solve my issues. Dadpool can't predict records until full schedule released and all the team moves. True. And absolutely, I agree with you. Now we know the schedule, right? But we know the opponents. We know who everybody's playing. And the Bills are playing some real good football teams. But the Patriots' schedule is also going to get more difficult because they're playing the top teams in the divisions now versus the bottom. But you're right. All the moves need to be solidified and the season needs to start. And then we need to see who's going to get hurt in camp and not be available week 1, 2, 3 in there. You're absolutely right. No, I do not think the Pats have it wrapped up, but I would say they should be the favorite based on $40 million under cap, better head coach, better defense, extra draft picks. Yeah, I think that the cap will most likely come into play. I don't think they're going to, Kraft and Vrabel are just going to take it easy and not go make some big time, at least attempts for sure. So I agree with you there. They have a lot in their favor. We'll see about Joe Brady as a head coach, but as of right now, he's proven nothing. Correct. And Mike Vrabel is now a Super Bowl caliber head coach. So you have to give him that, no doubt. So I'm not in disagreement. I think that they could and should probably be the favorites. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't even think they are. I think the Bills are actually the favorites with Vegas to win the AFC. So we'll see. Let's get back into Keon here, shall we? Everybody follow, subscribe, and share immediately. Like this video, please. Please, just keep it going. All right, so we're going to watch this video. So here we go. Keon Coleman up on the top of the screen. You see the circle. Okay. This again looks like man. Well, actually, no, this is some zone concept. I didn't see the beginning of the play. I don't know if there's 2 deep safeties or one. Maybe it's a one high guy safety. Keon Coleman does almost the same route that we just showed, in which case it was about a 10 or 12-yard comeback route. But now the first level cornerback, yeah, this might be a cover 2 zone match or something. We got to look further. But anyway, he's now sandwiched between 2 defenders. He's not open. I'm not saying that he's open. He was in the prior play. He is certainly not open on this play. This ball should not have been thrown his way, nor was it. So it was the right decision to not throw the ball that way. Here's what comes into question with Keon Coleman, and I think this is what everyone talks about. I'm showing you here the circle. He's sandwiched. Josh Allen, pocket kind of collapses towards the middle. Doesn't like anything that he sees in the beginning, so he actually rolls out to his right. And you'll notice while he's rolling out to his right, the center of the field becomes wide open with nothing, because that middle concept linebacker or safety that was responsible for the middle of the field at about a 12 to 15 yard hook or curl depth is sprinting with Josh Allen to the right side of the football field. Okay. Now, Keon Coleman, who started on the left side on the like a 12 to 15 yard depth downfield. He's on the left side of the field. Josh Allen is rolling hard to his right. Okay. Keon Coleman simply stays put and doesn't move. He just stands up against the left sideline, 8 yards off of the left sideline. And when the middle of the football field, just the seas part, there's so much room, not to mention that room is actually him running with his quarterback and with the momentum of his quarterback running to the right. And we all know Josh Allen, when he rolls to his right, damn near any part of the field is within reach for him, and he will throw the ball anywhere, specifically to the middle of the field, even if it's inside the hash marks when he's running to his right. That's not a hard throw for him. He's got such a strong arm. So this play, I'm going to continue it here, and it shows Keon Coleman just simply stay put. And this is the lack of effort that a lot of people have an issue with. And I don't disagree, by the way. I don't. These are the things that he needs to straighten out. You guys see what I'm talking about? You understand what I mean now? When this play progresses and we hit the play button, Keon Coleman didn't move. And Josh Allen has to make some hero ball play, which wasn't 100% necessary. This is an incomplete pass anyways. But it wasn't totally necessary when the entire middle of the field was wide open to Keon Coleman. If he just followed his quarterback, would have been a 15-yard play at minimum, in which case, honestly, probably could have scored a touchdown as well, if I'm being completely open here. Probably should have been a touchdown, but at the least, at the bare minimum, a 15 or so yard completion. But he just simply didn't get off the sideline. When he didn't get his target, he just kind of shut it down and didn't continue. Very poor effort. I get it. People don't love that about him. And I question it too, and it gets frustrating. He needs to stop. He absolutely needs to stop that. I'd love to see the Bills versus Pats in the AFC title to settle it off. Nothing would be better for football. How happy would the NFL be, by the way? Patriots would gladly like to trade for Keon Coleman. Oh, is that you think? Do you think so? Well, I'm hoping that this. Okay, so you said Patriots would gladly trade for Keon. Bills do not know what they have in Coleman. I'm not ready to say the Bills don't know. I'm ready to say that maybe McDermott and Coleman just simply butt heads enough to where they couldn't get into a rhythm. And I know McDermott was not the OC. I know he wasn't calling plays, but I think McDermott had a big role in what is the game plans looking like prior to a game, and influence of and over Joe Brady. So we'll see what happens without McDermott around as far as Keon Coleman goes. On that play, Coleman should have ran to the end zone corner. That's true, too. Now, if he stays up the left side of the football field, though, let's go back to this. If he stays up to the left-hand corner and Josh is on the right sideline, that is a really difficult throw. But that's why I say if he just peeled a little bit towards the middle of the field, even the left hash there, at the 10-yard line, I don't see how he doesn't score. Anyway, we never know. But those are the things that get questioned by Keon Coleman. And I just want to show those because when I'm watching film, I'm not just looking at the good, and I'm not just looking at the perfect, miraculous, once-in-a-lifetime catch that rarely ever happens. That wouldn't do me any good because that's not the reality. That's not the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I try to look at everything, the good and the bad, and then to come to a conclusion. And my conclusion on Keon Coleman is he's a very good football player, and he does not get used the way that he should. I think McDermott was a decent coach. Keep in mind, with the correct call on the catch, it would have been Bills Pats for the Super Bowl. No, it would have been Bills Pats for the AFC Championship. But yes, agreed. Agreed. And McDermott wouldn't have gotten fired, I don't believe. Unless they lost to the Patriots, then maybe he still would have. I don't know. The way that Pegula made it seem is it was just a reaction to what he saw in the locker room. This is what McDermott is saying. A reaction to what he saw in the locker room. I'm sorry, that's what Pegula was saying, yes. So I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. It's just hard for me. I really don't know, actually. I don't have a clue. I really don't know. Either way, though, it happened. It's over now, right? I didn't necessarily agree with how it was done, and I still don't, but nothing you can do now. It is what it is. And we got to move on. So just wanted to get into a little bit of Keon like we did. And these are the types of videos that we're going to try to, going on this new series. Keon is the first one. And you'll see more of that. We can take some clips out of here. But again, Keon Coleman is the type of person that has a question mark over his head that I'm going to start highlighting with our videos during the offseason. What I think about the people that are on the button or the bubble, whatever you want to call it, the maybes, maybe not. So are they going to be letting go? Or are they going to be extended? Are they going to be signed free agency? Or are they going to be traded for? Are they going to be, just released? Those are the type of question. What type of roster will we have come opening day or even training camp for that matter? That's the type of stuff that I want to do. Let's see here. Joni joined. Joni, how are you? You back in. Appreciate you, Joni. Anybody? Yeah. Eli Faced. I hope, is Eli Face still in here? It'd be really cool. Invite Buffalo Bills backers Italy to join as a guest. What the hell does that mean? Anybody know? If they're in here already, I don't know. Only problem with McDermott and Allen is, to an extent, is kind of thinking they had a good year without making the Super Bowl. Well, yeah, it depends on what people think is good, right? What is successful? And that's the question. And to Pagula's point, he brought that up in his press conference. What is successful? Is successful making the playoffs? Because 8 years ago, successful for the Buffalo Bills would have been making the playoffs. Success, the idea of what success is, has now changed. Now, success for the Buffalo Bills is making it to a Super Bowl or winning a Super Bowl. So just making it to the playoffs and winning one game is no longer successful. It was, but it's no longer. What is your definition of success? That is a great point, great question. Allen is a great physical talent, but sometimes has too many risky throws. He is a risk of becoming Dan Marino. He's definitely a risk of becoming Dan Marino if he doesn't win a Super Bowl, no doubt. I think he's calmed down the risky throws over the last few years, partially due to Joe Brady, no question. But he's also got a gunslinger in him, and that's what makes him great. So I don't mind it. If I'm being honest, I highly look forward to your vids on free agency week. I'm looking forward to them too. We're going away tonight, actually. Well, technically, the plane leaves in the morning. Going to Florida for a little long, much needed break. Believe me. But when we get back, that's what we're going to be starting. I'll still be doing some shorts though over while we're away because I just have fun. And when things happen, I just want to talk about it. I hope you can go live during the first hour of free agency. Yeah. When things get nasty, it will be fun. And I think it's on my son's birthday this year. TikTok. Yep. Oh, here's G2E. G2E. Patriots own the Bills, buddy. Okay. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, don't know how, but got it. Okay. You split in the regular season? Okay. Good for you. You accomplished the same exact that we did. Unless, again, like we were just talking, what is your definition of success? You didn't win the Super Bowl. You made it to the playoffs. Congratulations. So did we. That's basically what you did. You made it to the playoffs. Congratulations. Patriots fans feel like it's a failed year this year because of no Super Bowl. Well, some, but you should. These Patriots fans that are jumping into TikTok here are not feeling that way. All of a sudden, the Patriots own the Bills. But you guys didn't make it to the Super Bowl. So, definition, exactly to your point, 99.99. What is your definition of success? If your definition of success is getting to the Super Bowl, then you have the right to say what you just did to me. But if it's winning the Super Bowl, then you did the same that we did. You didn't win it. Only one team gets to say they do. It all depends. I wish you sincerely awesome vacation for it. I appreciate it. You are good people. Thank you, brother or sister. So are you. We have really good conversation all the time. March 11th. I just pulled it up to make sure. Start of the league year, and free agency signing period beginning at 4 p.m. So my older son's birthday is on March 11th, which is, I'm just going to pull up the calendar here. It's a Wednesday. We're off on Wednesdays. He generally has practice at 4:30. Indoor off-season baseball. But maybe because it's his birthday, we'll stay home, and maybe he'll hop on a nice live with us, huh? Got it. Maybe. We're going to have to ask him. It's his birthday. He's turning 12. Turning 12, the big 12. I can't believe it's close. Oh, my gosh. Time is flying. Time is flying. You guys have seen him. He's been on here before. My own definition of success is you either win the Super Bowl or you do not. I agree with you. Not everybody agrees, but I do. Okay, so it is a brother. Got it. I'm sorry. I mean nothing by it. I call everybody brother or sister, like male or female, obviously. But thank you for that clarification, because a lot of times with people's names, just like mine, Cold Front, right? If you didn't see my face or whatever, hear my voice, nobody would know. I see people's names that are consistent, and I feel bad. Like, I don't mean to disrespect them. I start with brother when I'm talking to him, but I might be wrong, and I don't mean it. I mean nothing by it. Okay, that's going to be it. Keon Coleman coming up here soon. Will he stay? Will he go? What will he be able to do for us next year? And that was fun with the list of quarterbacks, because I'm just going to recap one last time. Just going to put this up and share this instead. One last time. This was about the worst thing that I've read through in my life. Not making this a public service announcement, but I don't know that I can look at Barstool, Bleacher Report again after what they put up here on this list. Insane. However, make your own opinions. They're free. You don't have to be force-fed information from someone that you don't necessarily agree with. What I'm trying to do to everybody is give them all the evidence to make their own decision. Make their own dang decision. Okay? We'll give you as much as we can. I'll tell you my opinion, and then you make your decision. I feel like I'm pretty open and honest. I try to make my opinions based unbiased. It's not always 100% possible, but try to make decisions based on what you see, what you hear, what you read. But they're just opinions, and it's just sports. That makes it so great. I hope we can all get along. I love the nonsense being talked. I love it. I can take it, and it's fun. So appreciate everybody. Like, subscribe, follow, share, do everything. All those to-dos here. Okay, we need 75 here and a couple hundred here. So we're close. Just get me live on TikTok, please. Get me to the 1,000 on TikTok, so at least that way I can focus on one piece of software and it can go everywhere we want. And we can really pay attention instead of having to do my phone over here, computer over here, all this hoopla, which I don't really want to do. So appreciate all of you. We will talk to you soon. Go Bills. You'll probably see me doing a short or something from the beach, I guess. Believe me, I'll keep my shirt on, I promise. You don't want to see that. Anyway, appreciate all of you. Love yous. Go Bills. Cold Front. See you later.